Hey guys, it's Danielle. It's several hours later, but I ran out of space, I guess, because that video had run a little long. So it took so long to upload to YouTube, I just decided to wait until it was already there, and then I could get the old one off the camera and continue yapping. So, the last order of business is talking about the year of. As I told you before in a previous video, I name every year instead of doing resolutions, and it tends to help me to focus a little bit more on my goals, and I've been doing it for about maybe 15 years now, and it's been really great. So something to remember is that, especially if you're a witchy person, these words have power, and they will affect you in ways you didn't expect. So be careful when you're naming your year. For instance, my year of abundance and my year of expansion both include me getting pregnant, so watch out for those words. Not that they were accidents, really, but I didn't expect that. To expand my family. And the year of, like, really vague things. The year of clarity I had. Like, what became clear? What was I even trying to do? It doesn't matter. It was just a way for me to name a year and not get anything accomplished. So anyway, I've been thinking about this year a lot, or next year a lot. This year is a year of self-ownership. So that was supposed to involve a lot of doing things to benefit myself and having a little freedom from a lot of things. Like, for instance, I was going to, plant food and grow some vegetables and stuff and do some zero waste. I'm just playing with this. Do some, like, zero waste type things. Get on the road with that. I did a lot of that in the beginning of the year. And then towards the end of the year, it really became about just self. It became a kind of a selfish time. Like, I just spent all of my time at home doing BJD stuff, while I love organizing things. So I should be in that linen closet that's a freaking mess right now and organizing that, and I should be organizing the basement, but I haven't been doing that. I've just been doing the stuff, which is immensely satisfying, but a little selfish. So I wanted to do something a little bit more outward, and I was playing with a lot of words, and my sister, who works for an organization that has the word communities in it, suggested community, and I feel very uncomfortable with that word. I feel like the way the word is used these days, it means that you want something from me, not that we're helping each other. You want a donation, or you want my time, or something. And I talked to my husband about that, and he's like, yeah, and it also sounds like a little exclusive, like this community is keeping itself separate from the rest of you friggin' rubes. But, I mean, and it can be good in a way to be separate, to bring together people that wouldn't normally come together because they're bonded by this one thing, like the BJD community. But I don't like the word. I don't like the word at all. Not the way it's used normally. And my kids even go to a community school. And I was there the other day, and there's a feeling when you walk in that door of just belonging. You feel like, oh, I can just take off my shoes and stroll through the halls, and all the kids are like, hey, Iris's mom. Like, even though I'm not even there that often, because my husband does most of the work, thankfully, with the school. So, it's still a feeling of community, and when I left there, I came up with the name commune, because when I think about a commune, I think about a bunch of hippies living together off the land, at one with nature, and not working for the man kind of thing. And I really like that. I think of sharing when I think of a commune. When you hear community, I don't hear that at all. So, year of the commune. And I know it sounds weird, and usually they have, like, more fancy, my year names are a little bit more fancy, but there was the year of the monk when I lived in New York, and I was in my late 20s, where I was making some questionable choices. So I took a vow of celibacy for the year, which was very eye-opening. And I spent a lot of time in spiritual studies, and I drew a lot, and I wrote a lot, and that's when I did my first dioramas, which are hilarious to look at. So that was a really productive time for me, and so I think commune says exactly what I needed to say. So it's going to mean that I am going to spend less time buying dolls and more time doing for the dolls. I am going to spend more money on your businesses rather than using an Amazon or, Wish. Of course, some things I can't, you guys are not going to produce like a flippin' canteen or anything, but spending more money getting props that are made by artists. And already Tiffy BJD Crafts and I are planning a trade, planning to swap our artwork with each other, which is really nice. And my aunt has a charity in Haiti that is giving to Cite de Soleil, which is a kind of a forgotten little coastal town that was really, really hurt by Hurricane Matthew. So I finally got to give to her cause because we just couldn't afford it, but I just said, pay. I can afford things for BJDs. I can afford to do this, and I should do this. This is my aunt physically going there and doing stuff. This is not giving money to the Red Cross. Not that you should give to them if you're trying to help Haiti, because that's, do your research, but they just like lost millions of dollars and didn't do nothing after the earthquake there. So that was really nice. And I'll put a link to her GoFundMe for the project. And I'll happily share pictures with anyone who wants them. You can email me at vitaplastica@gmail.com if you want some more information. So I think that is it. Anyway, yeah, so like Sarah Swan's Fine Size Palace said, about sharing of ideas rather than people thinking that everyone's like stealing from them, although sometimes it definitely does happen. It's nice, and I feel good about sharing. When they canceled the BJD convention in Atlanta, I felt guilty. Like I should have spent more time. I should have spent more money. I should have been involved with this so that I can help, because this Atlanta BJD community it can be a community. I mean, people are out there meeting with each other and talking and stuff, and I'm a recluse, so that's not really going to happen. But it's nice to still be a part of it online anyway. So I guess that's it. I have spent like 2 days to record 2 videos. I have accidentally destroyed this one several times. And I'm sorry, I was being kind of a spaz and jumping around from subject to subject, because that's just who I am. You should feel happy, because that's how me and my sister talk. We'll jump from one thing to one thing and never actually finish any kind of thought. So hopefully I covered everything and I didn't leave anything hanging. That's it, you guys. I love you, and I'll talk to you soon.